Catch me creeping through the cut. All time say I'm dangerous.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key. Yeah. Oh, baby, how do you all I need is my brother. I say I'm gonna get high. Oh, yeah. What do I do when my love is away?
Does it worry you to be alone?
No, no. How do I feel at the end of the day?
Are you sad 'cause you're on your own?
I tell you, don't even say it no more.
How will you help when I'm free?
Gonna get down and I'm free.
How will you help when I'm free?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
How will you help when I'm free?
Keep on getting high.
Everybody, welcome to Warboy Studios. I'm Reno, and I'm here with John Frankman. He's running for Congress in the Congressional District 1
Yes, that is correct,
of
yes.
Florida. So we're just kind of do this. We're like two old men sitting on a park bench because that's what I like. So John, for the people that are hearing your name for the first time, who is John Frankman beyond the campaign signs and the social media?
Yeah, I mean, I just recently got involved in politics. Beforehand, I was a Catholic convert. I spent 4 years studying for the priesthood in seminary.
Nice.
So that's kind of something different that a lot of politicians don't have. And I did ROTC in college. I always thought I wanted to be involved in the military. And for a little bit, I thought maybe if called to the priesthood, I'd do it as a chaplain. Yeah. And then after that, I thought I just want to get after it, like as combat arms heavy as I could. So. Right. When I left seminary, I was an infantry officer, and then I went and was a Special Forces Green Beret. So I did that. I'm also an avid fan of professional wrestling to this day. Still watching it, enjoying it. Did a professional wrestling school a little bit. Was in a metal band in college. Trying to think of anything else fun. Played hockey, rugby, enjoyed CrossFit in my free time, and yeah.
Awesome. Was there a specific moment when you thought, all right, I'm actually going to run for Congress?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, when I got out of the Army, that wasn't my first thought either. I left the military because I didn't get the COVID shot. So It was very much not, I got into politics as politics got into me when we were under the Biden administration and just the weaponization of government against conservatives, people of the faith. So after leaving the military, God just put it on my heart that I have to advocate for service members, for veterans, those negatively impacted, whether it's people who were injured by the shot, people whose careers were destroyed, and just that level of freedom that we had lost. So in the process of advocating for service members, veterans, talking to members of Congress, their staffers, I kind of had this realization that, man, a lot of these guys suck. And there's just not a whole lot getting done.
Right.
And if we're going to really save or fight for the country, we need better people in here, and God just put it in my heart that this is something that I should consider doing.
Sure. And so, yeah, you've lived a life that's included military service and now politics. Did you always see yourself ending up here? Or?
No, not at all. I mean, I thought I was going to be a career military I mean, just in my background, for a time, like 4 years, I was discerning priesthood.
Sure.
Like that's not, you're discerning celibacy, you're discerning just service to others, giving yourself completely to God. And it was just kind of through that prayer process that I thought that's not it. And then before leaving the military, I thought I'd be a career military officer. My last assignment I was going to have would have been to be an ethics teacher at West Point. And to do that, I would have needed to get a philosophy degree, a master's, which would have taken 2 years. So with the 2-year commitment, then I owe 3 years for every year I'm in school. So with an additional 8 years, I would have just been a career military officer. So if anything like this, it wouldn't have come for another decade or 15 years or something.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, if anybody has like looked into your story, it's a pretty amazing story. What's something that about you that the supporters, that your supporters know, but the average person doesn't know?
Let's see here. I mean, maybe just they see me as a real person. Maybe they see like a genuineness of, I'm just trying to get this done, fight the good fight. Maybe some folks might look and see that they might think my only issue is the vax mandate and is accountability for that. Sure. But I think as people talk to me, they'll see that I'm concerned about a number of other things and I have a number of other platforms and agenda that I'd like to carry on into Congress.
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, I think the federal deficit is the biggest crisis facing our nation right now. Mm-hmm. We're paying $1 trillion on, like on the debt, like every year, about 20% of the annual budget. It's just ridiculous. Other things with medical freedom, other things with accountability. So just maybe a larger, more Renaissance man style of governing.
Yeah, and how does your background as a Green Beret change the way that you look at Washington and political leadership now?
So as a Green Beret specifically, the last exercise that we do to graduate the Special Forces Qualification course is called Robin Sage. Mm-hmm. So it's LARPing big time, live action role playing big time. We're pretending to deploy to another country to overthrow the current government that's occupying it. And as a Green Beret, as an officer, we have training and negotiations. How do we work with another culture, people who might have a different agenda than our own? How do we get to that 51% negotiation where we're both benefiting from it? Yeah. And how do we deal with absolutely insane personalities and not take anything personally? Well, I think that the Robin Sage scenario is like politics, but politics is like that on steroids, where the personalities are even more ridiculous. You can't take anything personally, and you negotiate for what's best for your district.
Sure.
So I think that'll be a very transmissible skill.
Sure. Looks like Florida's going to come down on us here, so
right.
we're going to.
Yeah.
So politics is brutal. Campaigns are exhausting. Why take this on? What's driving your personality? And also, we can just add what frustrates you more when you look at Congress today.
I mean, I certainly could be set up to climb the ladder, to be the establishment good old boy system, to wait my turn. I ran in the last special election and then left when Jimmy Patronis was endorsed by Trump. Obviously was upset about it, but hey, Trump was the president. He had all the momentum, and I was hopeful that things would work out well. I think what frustrates me the most is that just nothing's getting done. Like, even though we have, as Republicans, the majorities in the House, the Senate, the presidency, legislatively, we're not getting the wins that we need. No. We're more or less being run by executive orders. And that's just going to get us back to Biden 2.0 if and when Republicans aren't in charge anymore, which the way that they're voting, governing, is going to happen sooner. So what's driving me is that our country needs saving right now.
Sure.
I can't wait for 5 years, 10 years, et cetera. I mean, we're already going to be $40 trillion in debt by the midterm. So it's kind of like a pressure right now, and just the need to take risks and trust in God. So very much prayer is driving me to do this.
Yeah. So when you say fight for your district, what actually does that look like in practice?
In practice, we have the most veteran densely populated district in the country. There are more veterans within Florida's 1st congressional district than anywhere else. Yeah. And people are still struggling to get health care. So it's making sure that people have access to good health care. Our veterans who've earned it, they deserve it. They're the ones who secure our essential liberties. So it's not writing to have another survey or study to see if we need a VA hospital. It's fighting to actually get a VA hospital here. It's fighting to expand veteran health care choice. It's fighting to get treatments that can help with the terribly high rate of suicide that our veterans are experiencing. It's making sure the military mission is safe by expanding on the Gulf Coast testing range, making sure that that is secure from drilling, anything else, so that all the bases can operate. And it's fighting to lower and help with affordability. Wages haven't kept up with inflation, and the reason being is that the government just keeps spending more money. So we need a fighter up there who's going to, I don't know. I mean, and just also, let's like put pedophiles in jail, right?
Sure. Right. Yeah.
I don't know why that's a controversial thing. I know Jimmy Patronis said he wants to move on past the Epstein files, which to me is absolutely insane. I don't know what's more important than protecting children. Yeah. But hey, I think that these are just common sense things that need to be fought for in this district, the most conservative in the state of Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you mentioned affordability. So a lot of people are feeling financially squeezed right now with inflation, housing, groceries, the price of gas. Honestly, what are you hearing from people, and what would you realistically try to change?
I mean, realistically, you can have all kinds of programs where you put a little bit of government money here, government money there. But ultimately, the only thing we can do, or the only real solution, timely, that's going to last forever, or for an extended period, is to cut federal government spending.
Sure.
So that's going to be slashing unnecessary agencies, looking into fraud, waste, and abuse. And it's going to go back to getting back to the 10th Amendment, which states that the powers not enumerated for the federal government belong at the state level. Our federal government is just overbloated, overly bureaucratic, and until we have politicians that are more concerned about cutting spending rather than getting reelected,
Sure.
it's going to lead to the death of our nation if we don't get past that.
Yeah, and I know that right now, and we're seeing it in real time. I mean, like it's like within the last day. So it's like border security and national security are major topics right now. How would you explain your approach to someone who may not agree with you?
I mean, I would just give the principles and the reasons why I believe what I believe.
Sure.
Especially if it's from a faith-based perspective. As a former seminarian, someone with a master's in systematic theology, I would give maybe the faith answer to something, I'd give the natural law answer and the reason to something, and then I'd give the practical application that I'm going to try to bring forward in legislation.
Yeah.
And I'm all about really teaching people, being available, accessible, and just keeping open lines of communication.
Sure.
So far before any election happens, any primary challenger rears their head, would be communicating to the people of the district across the nation why I'm supporting whatever position I have, the reasons for it, and just doing so in a very, not harmless way, but miniable way.
Sure, absolutely. So if you win, though, what's the first issue that you'd want to tackle? Not the campaign answer, but the real answer.
I mean, the easiest legislation to get across might be expanding the Gulf Coast testing range to make sure that doesn't sunset, so that our military bases are able to work there, and then seeing if we can get a swap in the VA. So taking the Navy hospital and giving that to the VA, and giving the Navy the VA clinic, but also going bold. We need a medical freedom amendment. We went through the biggest infringement on our personal liberties in our lifetime under COVID, yet there's been nothing at the federal level that has been done in order to ensure that it doesn't happen again. Sure. So if I have to go full-fledged Thomas Massey with getting a discharge petition, getting the vote on the floor, I'll go about that and make allies in the medical freedom movement, in the MAHA movement. We need to do that. We need to hold drug companies accountable. So that's going to be something that I'm very much involved in. Yeah,
sure. I mean, being a veteran, I've seen it as firsthand as you have. I mean, and you experienced it. I know guys that didn't get the shot, and they're like, "You're out, bro."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, "Oh well, hey, you know what, man? You can come back now.
Sure.
You can come back." And what kind of trust does that instill in the system that you're supposed to be serving?
Right. I mean, it's like, do you want to come back to this abusive relationship
Sure.
when the abusers haven't been held accountable?
Sure.
That's a huge issue. And a lot of people aren't talking about the reinstatement process, which is very unfortunate, because the reinstatement process up to now, I would give it like a D.
Sure.
There needs to be much, much more work done. We had about 8,600 that were kicked out, maybe 80, 90,000 that voluntarily separated, meaning rather than wait for the exemption to get denied, they left on their own terms, not risking their honorable discharge. So,
and not only did they not get kicked out, they got kicked out with a chain letter, right?
Yes,
So all this was supposed to be like individual basis.
Right. The religious exemptions were supposed to be analyzed on an individual basis, but they were given form letters, just massively denied. And a great book by Rob Greene, Defending the Constitution Behind Enemy Lines,
Sure.
kind of talks about how quickly they would have had to have been analyzed, where they weren't following the law and doing the personal analysis. But looking today, the reinstatement process, you have only about 150 people who've been returned to duty. Of the 100,000 people that were kicked out, voluntarily separated, I just say forced out generally. Of that 100,000, you've only had about 150 coming back in. That means for every 1,000 service members who was forced out of the military, only 1.5 has come back in. The reason being is the process is overly bureaucratic. There isn't actually full back pay. The back pay you're owed is subtracted from everything you made as a civilian. And that's only for those who were kicked out. Those who voluntarily separated aren't entitled to anything. And most importantly, there's been no accountability. So we need accountability at the top. That needs to be done regarding I mean, you can do court martials, you can do rank grade determinations, but there's no congressman who's talking about this right now.
No.
I will be the biggest fighter for veterans and military in Congress, period, and especially on this issue.
Yeah, I think the veterans need that.
Mm-hmm.
So what does a day, a week in your campaign look like behind the scenes? The version that people see online.
Yeah, I mean, you're always busy. I mean, there's some things that I always try to do. One is I try to get a substantial time in prayer.
Sure.
Whether it's at home, whether it's in a church, always try to do that daily. When I'm able to go to daily mass, which is most days, I go to daily mass and I try to get a workout in. And the prayer piece is because I recognize that this is an uphill battle. This is David versus Goliath. I'm going against an establishment opponent that has deep pockets. Yeah. And the odds are stacked against you, unfortunately. And I'm seeing that more and more. So that kind of prayer life is something that I need to sustain, recognizing that it's only by God's grace that I'm going to win. And I don't want to get to DC. I don't want to get corrupted. So just staying close to him is necessary. So there's that piece. I'm working out, but it's attending whatever events that I'm able to do. Yeah. It's going on whatever interviews I'm able to do. It's door knocking whenever there's free times in the evening. It's reaching out to folks for donations or money and things like that.
Sure.
But constantly busy, really nonstop.
Yeah, nonstop. It's a nonstop thing, absolutely. Yeah. So, John, how do you handle criticism, especially in today's political environment where everything becomes a headline?
I think right now the main tactic of Jimmy Patronis is to not mention my name. Sure. And to not raise any kind of public awareness, because his best bet is that people don't know who I am. I think if people know who he is and they know who I am and both the platforms and backgrounds, etc., I think the people of Florida's 1st Congressional District are going to see that I'm a better fit. So, sure. But as far as the criticism that I do receive, you explain it, or if it's just somebody who's being a troll, you ignore it.
Right.
And you just don't take things personally. I mean, you definitely are receptive to constructive criticism, and you try to grow, especially when it's done in person. Yeah. But you're never going to agree with everybody on everything. Right. We have to be adults and understand that. But hey, it's life.
Right. And people are frustrated with Washington's promises, right? Why should voters believe you'd be any different?
I mean, for that question, I would say that I have a track record of showing that I'm going to stand on personal conviction, on principle, even if it is to great personal sacrifice. I did so with regards to the COVID shot, and I will do so in Washington. I'm not just worried about getting reelected and reelected. I'm not a politician. The people you have to worry about are the people who have been in the system for a long time, who seem very close to party leadership, who don't necessarily rock the boat, but I'm challenging an incumbent who is more establishment. So that kind of fear or concern really shouldn't be there as much.
Sure. If somebody says I'm skeptical of politicians, convince me. What would be your answer?
Oh, me too. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them are, but you have to do the best research that you can. You have to look at the cost-benefit analysis, and the cost of you getting out, voting, getting involved is very low. It's a very low threshold to get registered to vote, to get out and vote, whether it's early voting, whether it's voting by mail. Yeah. If you do some research, you know people who track this really well. But the benefit is that it can actually help save the country. It directly impacts your way of life. Now, there are some people who are still black-pilled that they believe all elections are rigged, that voting has no. That's where it's like, okay, well, even if that's the case, what cost is it to you to just get your ass out of bed and go vote once, twice a year, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. How do you plan to work with the people that are, in Congress that are not on your side?
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to those Green Beret skills where you figure out what is in the best interest of your district, what is in the best interest of the country, what is it that these other people want. What are the things that you are able to compromise on, and what are the things that you are not? And I see that this is the most conservative district in the state of Florida. Our previous representative before Patronis was Matt Gaetz, who didn't always get along with everybody. But I think what's more important for this district is to drive the party further right. It's not to say, hey, Mike Johnson, how do we make your life as easy as possible? It's to pull us further to the right to get better deals negotiated where, hey, we can't just go with increasing the federal deficit by this much. No. there are some very conservative members within the Republican House that want less spending. Okay, well, let's try to appease them. So I see that as the role. Now you figure out that kind of balance when you're there, but it's just being personal, understanding those negotiation skills, and trying to use some of that training I had as a Green Beret and bringing that forward.
Yeah. So we're going to do some little lighthearted stuff. Coffee or energy drinks. When
Coffee for sure. Yeah, 100%.
A book or a podcast or a person that has influenced your thinking recently.
Let's see. I think The Myth of Capitalism was a really good book that I read. I also, Creature of Jekyll Isle is huge. I mean, any books on Bitcoin too.
Sure.
They really help you think about what's going on with the financial crisis.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The most memorable conversation that you've had with a voter so far?
Let's see here. What's been fun is when there are people who you've never met before that know who you are.
Sure.
And I've had some of those conversations where I'm at breakfast with a friend and an older gentleman pays for breakfast and is like, hey, thank you so much for everything you're doing. Best luck for the campaign. I was at another coffee shop, a Navy officer in flight school came up to me and is like, hey, looking forward to voting for you. So it's certain things like that which are more memorable to me.
Yeah. What's something, one political myth that people believe that drives you absolutely crazy? I've got some.
One political myth. I'm trying to think. I mean, maybe that voting doesn't matter. Sure. I mean, that certainly is a frustrating thing.
Yeah, that's something that's really big right now that you hear.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter if I vote. Well, it does. It does.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the long run, especially at the levels like this. Locals and state and congressional and stuff like that, Senate. Those votes definitely do matter. I would think. What's something you wish more Americans understood about serving in the military?
I think maybe the difficulty and level of training that an individual might have to go through.
Sure.
And I look back and it's so hard for me to really talk to kind of an average citizen and explain what kind of difficulties I went through within Ranger School, within SEER, within Special Forces Assessment and Selection. And you are like literally burning so many carbs, so much energy that you are sweating and burning off your muscle. You're burning ammonium. You are so tired that you are literally sleepwalking. And if you can get that across and get some of those inconveniences that happen to you, to your family, I think that would create a greater kind of appreciation for service members, veterans.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so imagine it's election day and undecided voters listening to this interview. Ooh. What would you want? What would you want to directly say to them?
I would say, has what's been happening been working for you?
Sure.
Like what's, and maybe more specifically, because I'm going against Petronas. Like what has he done for you? What are the results that you've seen? Has Congress been functioning? We have a majority in the House, in the Senate, the president. We have the Republican president right now. We're getting very little done. Do you want to continue to empower establishment politicians, or do you want somebody who has not been in politics before, has been involved, who got into it for the right reasons, who lives within the district? I guess that's like just another basic one, is that I live in the district, and
absolutely.
I really don't think Jimmy Petronas does. Maybe he rents a place here, I don't know, but I very much don't think has the ties. So who do you want representing you? Who do you want fighting for you?
Yeah. 5 years from now, what would success in Congress look like for you?
Success in Congress would be having a medical freedom amendment, holding drug companies accountable through getting rid of the National Childhood Safety Act.
Sure.
It would be having a balanced budget amendment, actually paying down the deficit. So let's say we're at 40 trillion now, maybe being at 35 trillion because we're actually finding ways to cut money. It would be getting rid of the IRS, getting rid of the Federal Reserve, going into maybe a national sales tax system, or maybe a flat tax and something much more simple. It would be slashing different government agencies. And what are some other dream things? It would be everybody on Epstein's list being in jail, actual investigations and teeth into other such things. It would be term limits in Congress, not having any special interest money going to members of Congress, no insider trading. Trying to think of some other ones. Yeah, it would be actually having a border wall. We haven't really had any construction on the border wall. Right. Yes, under Trump, we are able to keep illegals out, but we need to make sure it would be mass deportations where the majority of the illegals who have come in have left, and having a process to get people in if they have legitimate reasons, which I don't think are super high.
Sure, absolutely. Well, John, I'd like to thank you for your time, and thanks for coming to
meet
me.
Thanks so much.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. It was
guys,
really fun
remember, August 18th, you have to be registered so you can go online, make sure you're registered Republican, because it's the only way you can vote in the primaries as a Republican is to be registered as a Republican in the state of Florida. We'd like to. Go ahead.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. No, so I mean, if you want to follow me, I usually tell people follow Jesus Christ first. If you still want to afterwards, you can find me on X, Instagram, Facebook, John Frankman, FL. And then my website is frankmanforflorida.com. And, I don't have a big war chest. I'm not establishment. I have a grassroots campaign that I'm fighting. This is David versus Goliath. So if you want to help me out, you can help through donating. You can buy some merch in my merch store, rock a hat, rock a shirt. You can also volunteer to help out if you're within the 1st District. Even if not, we'll have some phone baking and things like that. So you can please follow me on social media, and please consider chipping in, even if it's just $20, $50, everything helps. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, this is Reno signing off on the Further Warboy Studios. We'll see you again. All right.
Thanks, Reno.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it.
Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard and self-assured. Oh no, I know a dirty word. Hello.
Prosecutor said Ethan Nordine was the undisputed leader of the group that day as they tried to prevent the peaceful transfer of power.
FBI agents arrested Proud Boys former national chairman Enrique Tarrio at this home in Miami. By 2 this afternoon, he was in federal court.
Here we are.